I didn't say the password. Excuse me, sir. There's a car. 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 Excuse me, sir. That was a woman. I just called this. Okay, now go. Go, walk over. Masters of Brain Rot. This routine, keep Ohio's name out your mouth. A few years ago, we weren't even real. This routine is dedicated to tralalelo tralala and tung 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 sahur. Let the brain rot commence.
However you make money work, Wells Fargo can work with that.
Helicopter, helicopter. Paracofer, paracofer. Reverse, 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 reverse. Turn it out. To the left.
What do you even do now? I know this yet. You know I just cut it. I just cut it with
But it was a good trip. Yeah, Lori said hello. Can't wait to get back there. Although, she did not because her roof and her ceiling sprung a leak in her pipes. They're the old cast iron pipes. Because it's an old house.
Oh my God, bro. Oh, hell no, man. What the fuck, man? Get your ass.
I hope he doesn't throw a barrier.
Just all the people in the house, flushing the toilets and the water, probably just created. It had a leak before that because there was a big stain and a big pile of water.
I put the new 4Gs on the tree. I chop them to the bloody bottoms of the meat.
It's tough. Yeah, I know. Yeah. The weather up there, the weather is crazy. Yeah, so they had.
I forgot. Wait. Run it back. Set couple.
I was only up because I had 5 days in Florida and Boston, and then 5 days.
That's good. The Battle of Cannae was a strategic and total victory for the Carthaginian army during the Second Punic War. This battle took place on August 2nd, 216 BCE. So, this little key we have here, the total blue ones means the Roman infantry, half that, like that, is the Roman cavalry. These Roman skirmishers, the Carthaginian infantry, Carthaginian cavalry, and the Carthaginian skirmishers. The Romans in this battle were led by some guy named Lucius and some guy named like Gallus. Carthaginians, of course, were led by Hannibal Barca, the greatest general in history. So let's start off. Oh, it's backwards. Okay, so this is how the battle, first phase of the battle, how it first started. We have the Carthaginians on the bottom and the Romans on the top. So these right here, the Gallic and Spanish forces were actually mercenaries hired by Hannibal for this battle. The mercenaries were pretty popular, right? This was after he crossed the Alps with his 50,000 men and elephants. One of the coolest things that ever happened in history. Romans, of course, were plopped down here. And this is the first phase of the battle. Okay, so, yeah, San Ferdinando would be southwest that way, and that would be east. So this was the camps were set up here. He had two camps. One of them, this one, actually, overnight, they were looking at each other, right? Spies and all that. War used to be cool. We used to have cool battles like this. Now, so who has the more nukes and all that? So the Romans actually were spying on Hannibal's camp to see if they would attack, right? If they would attack during the night. But he had a second camp across the river. They didn't know about that second camp. So this first camp is the only one they were looking at. And Hannibal ordered a couple of men overnight to keep their campfires on so they wouldn't know anyone left. So those few men that Hannibal ordered to keep the campfires on actually stayed at that second camp, which they didn't know was the second camp. The Romans didn't know was the second camp. They thought it was the only camp. So during that time, he set up a first camp across the river. And they Romans made a second smaller camp across the river when they found this out, but by then it was too late. They had a coolest battle in history, Battle of Cannae. It's called the Battle of Cannae, by the way. Yep, told you guys about that. This second phase. So this is the cool part. Alright, let's keep moving. So, as you see, there's just lines, but Hannibal's in the middle, of course. Gallus and Lucius were in the middle. They came across. But as you can see, instead of keeping his horses on the inside, like Gallus and Lucius, the Romans did, he put them on the outside with the infantry on the inside. So it was a different strategy. They weren't just going head on. So now, when they came on, boom, head first, the horses came in, and the Spaniards and Gauls came in. They started making a V like that. You can start seeing the kind of V U-ish formation here. And while they came up like that, the Africans, the Gauls, Spaniards, these were the people he hired, right, to keep it in. So while that happened, Hannibal came around. Right here, this is Hannibal. Hannibal's horse, he came around. And by that time they had the rest of the Romans come in, and there was a second cavalry battle on this side. Nobody cares about that. What we care about is this main battle here. And this is Cannae, of course, Battle of Cannae. After, this is the best battle in history. While he came around, these guys that didn't matter, right? They came around and had a cavalry battle. They won that cavalry battle. Where'd they go? They came around here. You see what they did? They closed them. Cannae was known as one of the most bloody battles in history by how much the Romans got massacred. I'm pretty sure they lost around 500,000 men. Someone fact check me on that. That's kind of insane. So this is why Hannibal is the most tactical genius of all time in the war. Best general. Best, not debatable. So as you see after, boom, total enclosure. Total enclosure. This is not even a fight at this point. Total bloodbath. Yeah, that's the Battle of Cannae. Total Carthaginian victory, although Scipio Africanus did end up beating Hannibal in the end. This battle cemented itself as one of the best in history, along with Hannibal Barca. The end. Excuse me. Oh, you sure? Hi. Wait. A lot of you might have missed a quick little reference in that earlier recording. Run it back. So the reference there was actually to Rick and Morty. So Rick, he actually burps a lot, and to be fair, you have to have a high IQ to understand Rick and Morty. The humor is extremely subtle, and without a solid grasp of theoretical physics, most of the jokes will just go over a typical viewer's head. There's also Rick's nihilistic outlook, which is deftly woven into his characterization. His personal philosophy draws heavily from Narodnaya literature, for instance. The fans understand this stuff. They have the intellectual capacity to appreciate the depths of these jokes, to realize that they're not just funny. They say something deep about life. As a consequence, people who dislike Rick and Morty are truly idiots. Truly idiots. And of course, they wouldn't appreciate, for instance, the human Rick's existential catchphrase, "Wubba lubba dub dub," which itself is a cryptic reference to Turgenev's Russian epic Fathers and Sons. I'm smirking right now because I'm just imagining one of those addle-padded simpletons while scratching their heads in confusion as Dan Harmon's genius unfolds itself into their television screens. What fools. I pity them. And yes, by the way, I do have a Rick and Morty tattoo. I'm not going to show it, but... And no, you cannot see it. It's for the ladies' eyes only. Hey, hi. Recording a video.
What?
I'm just recording a video.
For what?
Just Oh no, do you need the room? It's okay, do you need the room? Okay. And even they have to demonstrate they're within 5 IQ points of my own, preferably lower, beforehand. My city now.